All right, let's talk the three steps to, and it's late night. It's been a long day, but a very productive day. I hope everybody's week is off to a great start. But let's talk the three steps to getting a no money down deal. I decided to do a quick video before I turn it in for the day, and had a conversation with one of our acquisition holding company clients who's also looking to do a financial practice acquisition. And I think that's one of the spaces where there's, in addition to just the investments and the stuff that we'll do as Fiji, there's just a lot of opportunities to be able to do deals with no money down. And this is really a breakdown of how I think about doing no money down deals. And the real key here is that I'm not a big fan of trying to find the business that you can buy without any money out of pocket. It's more about it not being any money out of your pocket. So I love doing deals that, maybe through the structuring, we can structure it so that there's no money that I have to pay out of pocket. The problem with what a lot of people teach around no money down deals is that you're doing terrible deals. Like, I want to buy great businesses first and foremost. And so if I can get a great business and have to figure out how to get the money, or do a terrible business and not have to pay any money down and nobody has to put up any money, I'm always going to try to figure out how to do the great deal. So here is basically the framework. This is how you want to create your framework around a no money down deal. The first thing is really kind of doing something we take people through the process of in the acquisition holding company. It's understanding what you're bringing to the table. It's, what we do is doing a personal assets and liabilities, basically a balance sheet that goes beyond the money. So it's your network, it's your experience, it's your expertise. And we've got to start putting value on those things, especially when it comes to doing deals, because the more awareness that we have around what we're bringing to the table in the deal, the more that we can identify the deals that it's almost like a puzzle piece. I want to be able to identify the deal that when I come into it, I fit together perfectly like a puzzle piece, because I bring to the table some expertise, some experience, even some passion or some interest that maybe the previous owner lacked. And now me being there is like a puzzle piece that's been missing from that business, and that helps it to grow. The problem that a lot of people have, and sometimes even going through this exercise of doing this, a lot of people are like, oh no, I don't really have to do that. I don't really want to do that. One of the things that it's a little bit of a psychological issue that some people have when it comes to looking at their own value. And it's usually people that resist that exercise of really taking the time to map out. And it's pretty intense. It's more like detailed than just, oh, here's some things about me, da, da, da. It's digging down into those really deep assets, but also digging down into the liabilities that you're bringing to the table. And if you're coming to the table with no money, one of the liabilities, hey, I don't have any money. But then you've got some other assets that are every human has that they're bringing to the table. So I don't want to spend too much time on that, but just know that, especially for you that may resist wanting to do that exercise, you're the person that needs it the most. Let's also take a quick break and say, be sure to like and say hello as you're popping in. Now, the other part of what that will allow you to do is it'll help you see more of your value, to be quite frank. I have people all the time that come to me and they're like, well, yeah, Ace, if you're doing a merger consulting deal, or you're doing a consulting for equity deal, or, you just obviously you've got money if you want to pay down for this. So you're just in a position to do way more than me. But they also don't see the benefits of what they have. I mean, quite frankly, I'm just busy. I have a lot going on. This morning I'm going from talking with, we're wrapping up a fund. Next, I'm on a call with my CFO for the publicly traded company. Then I did have the pleasure of having lunch with an old friend. And so it's like trying to mix just all of life in with work, a lot of businesses, multiple funds, publicly traded company, and doing deals, coaching people, helping people start their acquisition holding company, helping people start their funds. And I love it all. But guess what? And I get to choose. It's not like I'm even complaining, but the thing for that person that doesn't have anything, like they focus on the fact that I don't have any money, I don't have any businesses, I don't have all these funds. It's like, well, guess what you do have that I don't? Time. You've got time. And so you've got to understand what you're bringing to the table. And I think one of the important things about that exercise of creating your personal balance sheet, one of the important things around it that as a deal maker is just crucial, is you're literally exercising the deal maker skill. You're exercising it on yourself. And so if you're not able to look at yourself and identify, here are the assets, here are the liabilities, here are kind of the holes in what I bring to the table, here are the benefits. It's the same thing that you need to be able to do when you go into a business. And so being able to identify those things, for me now, I've done that with a lot of people. So even, from employees, I need to be able to do that in other people when I'm hiring somebody. If I'm deciding whether to take on a client, when we're bringing on merger specialists, a good merger, there are all of these cases where now, because I've done that so much, it becomes easier. So you need to be able to do it on yourself because you need to be able to do it on business. Once you're in the business, guess what? You've got to be able to do it with clients, with employees, with potential partners, with suppliers, all of these things where being able to identify that is very valuable just as a skill in and of itself. And especially if you're looking to do deals and you're not going to be able to bring a lot of cash to the table. Once you got cash, you can make up for a lot of this stuff, but you need to be really digging down into this if you're somebody who wants to do a deal with very little or no money out of pocket. Number two, what is the second thing that you should be focused on? One of the things that I think has gotten a little bit of a bad rep is and because of universities and college, I think, and because of debt, one of the things that's gotten a bad rep is the investment in skill sets. It's obviously with education. And, I think it's interesting, and this kind of ties into another conversation I was having. It's like, at one point, one of the greatest and smartest, and even my dad this was the case for him, where he went to college. And my grandmother, who actually was a sharecropper, went to college for a little bit. But they're actually, at one point, one of the best investments that you could make in life was education. And it was amazing investment, to the point that literally when you calculated it out, it wasn't like they came up with this idea of getting debt on your education and it was just a bad deal. It was because people could literally see, there are basically two things happening economically that makes education the best thing to get debt on. Number one is, as we all know, inflation is driving the cost of that money down. So you make that investment today, and literally the inflation is more than the interest. So it's almost like that becomes free money. The second part, though, is that you were really getting a job that was increasing in the other direction, right? So you got a job and it's a great paying job. It's better. And one of the dynamics, the biggest dynamic was, at that point, very few people were going to college. And this is where just understanding a little bit of macroeconomics and looking at things from that kind of bird's eye view, it it's so important because it's literally just supply and demand. It's not this big, I think some people want to turn the college thing into this big conspiracy. And, I've talked before about like even what people call the conspiracy around the education system and how they're training people to think and act. It's not that that is a conspiracy. It's just a supply and demand. Well, college was the same thing. It was a supply and a demand. And so very few people at that point went to college. And so what you were getting wasn't really the value of that education. A lot of it was more around you were setting yourself apart in the market. So it just gave them a little bit more of a qualifier when your resume came in. Oh, okay, well, this person is just in the top 5% of people who've gone through this. So I'm gonna put your interview first. If you're a match, then great. Let's go ahead and bring you in. So it sets yourself apart. Once everybody's doing it, by the nature of the way any economy works, it means that it's worthless. If everybody has whatever you're talking about, then that thing is worthless. If everybody had endless amounts of gold, then that thing would be worthless. At that point before, it was more difficult to get the debt and all that. So now once everybody has it, it's not that, oh, well, me investing in education is a bad thing. It's that I need to go find the skill set. I need to find the education that very few people have. And so that's why I'm always stressing, like, once everybody's talking about Facebook marketing course, then that's just no longer value because of the natural laws of a capitalist economy. Now, what that means for you is the next step, number 2, is you want to figure out what you want your skill set to be and start to invest in that skill set. For some people, we're doing the training right now in the Patreon for folks that want to be merger consultants. So for some people, literally the skill set that they're bringing to deals is that they are acting as the expert in buying and selling business. So they go to some other business, partner with that business, and help them to grow through acquisitions. That becomes their skill set. But that is a skill set that very few people have. Unfortunately. Hold on one sec. I think I got my food is coming. Hola. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Está bien. Huh? Well, okay. Sí. Gracias. I'm back. What's up? All right, so hopefully that gave some of y'all time to go back to the beginning of this. And I gotta eat. It's been a long day, so I haven't even eaten yet. I was like, oh, I'll do a quick video before my dinner gets here. So we're talking about number 2 with investing in your education. When it comes to your education, right now, like we're saying, everybody's going to college. There's no benefit there's just no benefit to going. You've got to find programs. I'm really proud of my nephew who's going into a program that's kind of a elite level program, but it's a very specific thing that he's learning, and it's a guaranteed job. It's just a very unique thing. So you've got to find unique skill sets that you're going to invest in. Now, for some of the folks that are looking at becoming deal makers, obviously, like I mentioned, we've got the merger consulting, that kind of thing, which is valuable. For other people, it could be that your unique skill set is building newsletter lists or growing a business through TikTok. It could be something that is unique, but once a lot of people have that skill set, it's just not valuable anymore. And so you want to stay away from those things. And then guess what? What you're doing is adding to your asset list And you're also paying attention to where those liabilities are and working on those liabilities through the skill set, step two. So this literally starts to improve your balance sheet that you're using to go and do deals. And then the third one, which gets to the exciting part, is you start to partner. So you find other people who lack the things that you have in your assets and liability list. And before you start to look at deals, you start to build your network of partners. And a lot of these people, one of the reasons, again, in both 2 and 3, you have to do one first because they lead back to one. Part of what you're doing in one is you're looking at your network and those people as resources and assets to see how you fit the liabilities that you have, and basically get rid of those liabilities with those partners. And in a lot of cases, you may already know them. If not, you start to find those people and build those relationships. So if one of your things in your liability list is that you don't have money, guess what you should be doing? When I was broken trying to do deals, guess what I started doing? We're in we did a little bit of training last week on raising capital. And, I shared some stories of like what it looked like early on for me to raise capital. And now my goal is to have a funnel so that I always have plenty of investors, plenty of people that want to come and do deals. But that should be a part, like you're working on that part of your balance sheet as if it is a business. Now, I would love for you to subscribe. I gotta go eat. I'd love for you to subscribe. I'd love for you to like the video. Let's do a few comments and we will bounce out of here. Jay, oh man, I appreciate you coming in. Just one of the loyal folks that always pops in, just says hello. That's all I ask. I'm basically welcoming you into my house at night before my dinner. And all I ask is to say hello. All I ask is a like and a hi. So I appreciate that from you, Jay. Much appreciated. Luke pops in and says, thanks for the video. Thank you, Luke. Janine says hi. Janine is attending our upcoming event in Miami. Just signed up, so I am excited to hang out in person. That's going to be a really cool event. We got some amazing people there, and I even learned some new stuff that's going to be happening on one of the calls today. And we got the best cowboy, Cowboy del Norte. What's up, homie? Says, Ace, what's happening, brother? Blessings. I certainly appreciate it. So think about those 3 steps. Those are the most important 3 steps of the process. I think if you go through that, you're already setting yourself apart from everybody else. Do your balance sheet. Don't be afraid to invest in skill sets, and then find the right partners. Everybody have a good night.